For years, a single anonymous face printed on a piece of fabric basically haunted a corner of the internet. It was a ghost in the machine, an identity completely lost to time, and it became the subject of one of the most intense digital manhunts I've ever seen. This is the case file on celebrity number 6. It's a story that, honestly, reveals just how powerful and sometimes how strange our connected world can really be.
So every great mystery has to start somewhere, right? Well, this one didn't begin with a crime or a conspiracy. Nope. It started with a simple piece of fabric and a question that for years, absolutely no one could answer.
Okay, so picture this. January 2020. A Reddit user named Tansa Ha posts a picture of this fabric they've had since about 2008. It's this cool pop art collage of celebrity faces. And they ask a super simple question. Who are these people? That one question, man, that's what kicked off a global investigation.
The internet does what it does best, and almost immediately, 7 of the 8 faces were ID'd. It's like a perfect time capsule of mid-2000s fame. You got Josh Holloway and Ian Somerhalder from Lost, you got Orlando Bloom, Jessica Alba, and models Travis Fimmel and Adriana Lima, who, get this, is on there twice. Now this was a huge clue, because it narrowed the search for number 6 to a pretty specific time frame, sometime between 2003 and 2008.
So 7 down, 1 to go. But this last face, this was the problem. It was a complete and total enigma. It didn't seem to be anyone famous, yet there it was, printed right alongside some of the biggest stars of the time. And just like that, the hunt for celebrity number 6 was on. And listen, when I say hunt, I'm not talking about a few people casually Googling. No way. This became a relentless 4-year-long obsession for thousands of people. A whole army of digital detectives dedicated themselves to putting a name to that face.
I mean, just look at this timeline. It shows you the sheer grit of this community. They tracked the fabric from a store in Finland all the way to a supplier in the Czech Republic, only to hit a dead end. The designer's name was gone. Then, in 2023, they got this incredible lead, a model named Philippa Hamilton, who even said, "Yeah, that's me." But, and this is the crucial part, they could never find the original photo. Without it, the lead went cold.
And oh man, the theories were flying. A lot of people were absolutely convinced it was Evangeline Lilly, which kind of made sense. Her Lost co-stars were right there on the fabric with her. Others swore it was River Phoenix, even though the timeline was way off. But without that source photo, every single guess was just that, a guess. And the amount of effort was just monumental. One of the moderators, HughWattMate9001, personally sifted through tens of thousands of celebrity photos. He built this massive database just to make sure the community wasn't wasting time chasing the same old leads. It was a genuinely crowdsourced forensic investigation.
So, after 4 years of hitting nothing but brick walls, you'd think they would just give up. But nope, the case was about to break wide open. And it wasn't just about searching harder. It was about a totally new approach, a brilliant combination of human creativity and artificial intelligence. Okay, so check this out. It all happened in a few steps. First, an artist named Stefan Morse used his skills to colorize the old fabric print, making it look much more like a real photograph. Then, he took his new artwork and fed it into PimEyes, a facial recognition engine. And for the first time, the AI kept spitting back a consistent name, Leticia Sardá, a Spanish model no one had ever even considered. Armed with that name, another user, Indigo Room, tracked down the photographer who was credited on one of Sarda's old magazine covers. The photographer, Leandra Escorcel, actually replied. He confirmed he took the photo, and then he sent the original image. On September 8th, 2024, Indigo Room posted it to Reddit. The mystery, it seemed, was over.
But you know the internet. Nothing is ever that simple. The reveal, after 4 years of waiting, wasn't met with celebration. It was met with immediate, intense skepticism. To a lot of people who had been on this hunt for years, a solution this clean just felt like a trap.
And that question just exploded across the community. After years of fakes and false leads, was this just another hoax? The photo looked almost too perfect, and in an age of super convincing AI images, trust was at an all-time low. That skepticism got a huge boost from that same dedicated moderator, HughWattMate9001. He posted a detailed comment listing all the reasons he thought it was fake, from what he called poorly done AI hair to a misshaped eye. His post basically split the community right down the middle and sparked some really heated arguments.
Really, the whole debate came down to interpretation. What one side saw as obvious AI flaws,
the other side saw as just normal details in a photograph. The misshaped eye was probably just a shadow. The odd buttons were just snap buttons catching the light. And the irony is, the little flyaway hairs and imperfections that people were flagging as AI, those are the exact kinds of subtle, real-world details that AI actually has a hard time faking. The community was at a breaking point. The debate had to end. The final proof couldn't be another digital file or an email. It had to come from the source herself.
And there it is. The very next day, Leticia Sardá, who had been told about this whole internet firestorm, posted this picture. It's her holding the physical original print from that 2006 photo shoot. In that one moment, 4 years of searching, arguing, and speculating, it all came to a definitive end. So the case was closed. But a brand new chapter was just opening. The internet had found its ghost, and now they finally got to meet the person.
So who is Leticia Sardá? Well, it turns out she was a successful Spanish model who worked for huge brands like Burberry and L'Oreal. But in 2009, long before this whole mystery even started, she left the industry to live a private life in the Canary Islands, where she now works in hospitality, totally out of the public eye. Can you even imagine waking up one day and finding out tens of thousands of strangers have been obsessively searching for your face for years? In a Reddit AMA, she talked about her total shock and confusion. She said at first she thought it was just a few friends who had found an old picture of her. She had no idea how massive the search had become.
She also explained why she stepped away from the spotlight. After years of feeling lonely on the road and with her grandmother getting sick, she just chose to go home. She wanted stability, family, and a life away from the fashion world. This was never just a face on a curtain. It was a real person who had actively chosen a quiet life.
But you know, after that initial shock, Leticia Sardá has embraced this whole bizarre situation with incredible grace and a fantastic sense of humor. She's not just the answer to a years-long internet puzzle. She's a real person who, after being found, decided to just turn the page and see what kind of new adventures this strange chapter might bring.